In this video, I'm going to show you how to calculate your future Social Security payment using one of these. Coming up next on Holy Schmidt.
Holy Schmidt!
If you went on the Social Security website right now and looked up your account, it would show you two things: your historical earnings and your expected Social Security payment at retirement. For most people visiting the site, the monthly payment is just an estimate. They're still working, retirement is in the future, sometimes even in the distant future, and so the SSA makes a lot of assumptions, one of which is that your future earnings will be exactly the same as they are today. That may or may not be true. What if you expect your earnings in the future to go up, or conversely you expect them to go down? What if you want to retire in your 50s instead of in your 60s? What if you just want to double check the SSA's math? Well, this three-step process that I'm going to show you now is how you do it. It's actually quite simple, so let's jump right into it. Step number one is to take your historical earnings and inflation adjust them to today's dollars. You can get your historical earnings right from the SSA website. The reason the SSA inflation adjusts your earnings is because a dollar today is worth less than a dollar in, say, 1989. In fact, in 1989, a Big Mac meal cost $3.59. Today it's $7.89, at least here in New York. So it's 2.2 times more expensive today than it was back in 1989. So how are we going to inflation adjust historical earnings? Well, we're going to use a Social Security index called the National Average Wage Index series. It's published annually by the Social Security Administration, and I've included a link to it below. You can simply go to the SSA's website, to that link, copy the data and paste it right into an Excel spreadsheet, or just write it down if you're using a notebook. It has historic index factors all the way back to 1954, I believe. Once you have the factors for the years that you work, take the earnings for that year, multiply it by the factor, and you have an inflation adjusted amount in today's dollars. Do that for every year that you worked, going back to your earliest job. By the way, the 1989 factor was 2.69, so we were pretty close with 2.2 with the Big Mac meal. My guess is it's a little harder to sell a Big Mac today than it was back in the late 80s. More importantly, if you earned $20,000 in 1989, in today's dollars, that amount is $53,832, at least in 2021 as I'm recording this video. The multiplier in 1999 was 1.78 times. So if you earned $20,000 in 1999, that would be the equivalent of earning $35,511 today. And in 2009, the multiplier was 1.33 times. So if you earned $20,000 in 2009, that would be the equivalent of $26,577 today. Do this for all of your working years, and then we're going to take the top 35 years of earnings in today's dollars and use that as the base to calculate your average wage. If you didn't work for 35 years, add enough zeros to get you to a total of 35 years, because we're calculating an average, and the Social Security Administration will use zeros for anything less than 35 years. Also, if you're still working, you can estimate what you think you're going to earn in the future, either up or down, depending on what you think your future looks like. But use a multiplier of 1 because we're bringing everything back to today's dollars. But remember, the Social Security Administration will only give you 35 years worth of credit, so take your top 35 years because that's what they're going to do. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. YouTube uses the thumbs up in its algorithm to drive search results. The more thumbs up a video has, the higher it is in the search results, and I want to help as many people as possible. Now back to the video. Now that you've calculated your 35 years of inflation adjusted earnings, add it all together and divide that by 420. 420 is 35 years times 12 months. The output from that will give you your average monthly earnings. That's why you use the best 35 years, and that's why zeros are actually very bad for the calculation if you have a lot of them. But we're not done yet. The SSA is not just going to give you back your average monthly earnings in retirement as your payment. You would have had to have given them almost everything you earned at the time in order for them to do that. They're going to reduce your payment using something called bend points. Here's how a bend point works. In 2021, the SSA will give you 90% of your first $996 in average earnings. They will give you 32% of the amounts between $997 and $6,002, and they'll give you 15% of anything above that. So if you turned 62 in 2021 and you were fortunate enough to have $6,500 in average monthly wages, you would receive $864 plus $1,613 plus $75 for a total of $2,552 at full retirement age. For most of you, full retirement age is either 66 years and 10 months or 67 years. By the way, if you're on Instagram, I just signed up for Instagram and I'd love it if you followed me. The handle is _Schmidtlist. I post other information on Instagram about Social Security, and it's much shorter, very bite-sized, but very easy to use. I'll see you over there. It's worth noting that the dollar thresholds of the bend points go up almost every year, so you'll want to use the bend points for the year that you turn 62. I've included a link in the description below to get the current year's bend points and also historical years as well, if that's of interest to you. Once you calculate your average monthly earnings and run that through the Social Security bend points, you've determined what your payment will be at full retirement age. This is called your PIA, or your primary insurance amount. That amount will go up or down depending on if you file earlier or later than full retirement age. In my next video, I'm going to show you 3 free online Social Security calculators that do 3 different things related to Social Security. So make sure you click subscribe and notifications below so that you get notified when I post that and other videos. Also, check out this video right here. This shows you the average Social Security payment for people between age 62 all the way up to age 100 and points in between. This is Jeff Schmidt. Thanks for watching.